So my colleagues were really shocked that it was lung cancer. It sort of took the wind out of their sails a little bit. Again, they just couldn't get their head around how somebody like myself, that's my age, you know, as active as I am, involved in the sport at grassroots and professional level, that I would get a prognosis of having cancer. And again, I suppose that's the misconception that's out there publicly around people who have lung cancer. I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in December 2020, on the 23rd of December. I contracted COVID, was ill, not very ill for a couple of days, but post-COVID I was left with quite an aggressive cough. The cough never really went away. I managed to get some telephone consultations with my GP, who prescribed antibiotics, and after a couple of weeks the cough would return, very aggressive, and so this went on for a couple more telephone conversations with the GP, again prescribing antibiotics, and it didn't really affect my life. It didn't stop me being active, although it was quite an aggressive cough, and I didn't really think any more of it. Obviously, going to see a GP at that time was difficult anyway, and I wouldn't have thought I would like to bother a GP with a cough. In actual fact, it was my wife that actually made me go and insist that I saw someone to treat the cough. In August 2020, I actually got to see the triage nurse, who actually sent me for my first x-ray, which actually came back showing a shadow on my right lung. They then prescribed me another course of antibiotics, and this sequence continued a further 2 occasions. On the third x-ray, they found that the shadow had actually got larger. It had increased slightly. At that point, they decided to send me for a CT scan. I'm very fortunate because obviously that then allows me to lead a very normal life. I'm suffering very minimal side effects, and I'm still active, I'm still working, and I'm doing all the things that I've done prior to my prognosis. So life at the moment is pretty good. Very positive type of person. I always try and see the positive things. Every day is an extra day that I've got, and I'm hoping that there's many more of those extra days as well. I'm still working, and I've got great support from my colleagues at work and my organisation. Life is just, it continues. You know, there's laughter, there's tears, there's arguments, there's celebrations. It's normal. I'm not angry about the time that it took to get the diagnosis. Obviously, the whole world was going through and experiencing the coronavirus pandemic. You know, people were trying their best to control the situation. It's just a fact of life that at that moment in time, when I was probably needed to see a GP, it just wasn't available. My advice to anyone that's experiencing the symptoms that I had was really consider going and seeing a GP. If the cough is not going away, then there's a reason why it's not going away. It could be nothing, but on the other hand, it could be something really serious. I'm a typical male. I wouldn't normally go and bother a doctor. I don't usually see a GP, but you need to go and get checked out if you've got those symptoms. It's really important. I want people not to have to go through what I've gone through, but more importantly, not those individuals, but those families. It affects families so much. And if I can help someone get early diagnosis and actually have treatment and have a successful outcome, then I'll have achieved something.